Right. It's been a minute. Um, we're gonna attempt to make a kind of a cool teapot today. I don't know how well it's gonna go. Um, I'm just gonna give it a one attempt today. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And we'll go from there. So, Luna, what's up? Tell me how the audio is today. I've changed things. Aki, what's good? All right, we're making a custom teapot build for my tea dealer. He wants a flower. So here, let me just explain it a little bit. So he wants an open flower that has 6 petals, and you can pour out of each flower, and it has a built-in tea strainer, that's connected from the bottom up. Um, hi, guys. Yeah, well, I've been busy. Tell me how the audio is, though, here, because, um, I'm wearing new headphones for it, so we'll see how it is. Enjoy the wedding. Who's getting married? This might not be enough clay, it might be too much clay, I don't know. Aki, is this better, though? Because that's really what I wanna know, because if it's not better, I'll just take my headphone out and we can have a different audio. So what's new with everybody? I know Amanda's at a wedding. What's everybody else up to? I really don't know how to do this teapot, so we'll see. And he wanted to be around 150 to 175 milliliters, and so I'm probably using too much clay for what we need. Um, but I don't know really how what we're gonna be doing. So the idea is the petals are gonna be cut and then bent over slightly. And so this part's gonna go in, this part's gonna come out. Oh, really? It's not any different? Okay. All right. Well, good to know. I appreciate it, Aki. So I think I don't want to make it much thinner than this. What? You were? What's your teapot commission? Oh, what's up, Mo? Okay, interesting. So I think that's all we need. So essentially, what we're gonna do is cut 6 petals out of this, um, and it's essentially gonna be. It's not really double walled. It's just like a teapot with a built-in strainer. That's really the big thing about it. So, but it is kind of built sort of double wally in the sense that the bottom section, there's gonna be a piece that adheres to the inside. I think this is bent over enough. Awesome, killer, love that. How'd it go? I think we need to trim this. Did it? What about the lid was complicated? So I need this to be, actually we can cut this off because we can just re-adhere it later on. Cindy, what's good? All right, so this, I don't think this is gonna be the teapot. I think this is kind of just the maquette to see if it's even possible to do this, because I don't really know if it is or not. Okay, so this is the bottom section. Okay, and then I need this. Did I already wire this off? I did. And we're looking at, he wants a little bit taller, so we'll do 3 1/4, 3 1/2. And I'm gonna just torch the bottom of this a little bit more real quick. Oh, you trim the knob out. Gotcha. Yeah, that way it takes a lot longer to do, at least for me, every time I've tried. Okay, so this is definitely way too much clay, so let's just take a little bit off. And so this is still too much clay. Essentially, this is gonna go straight up and down. And what I say, 3 1/2, something like that. Hell yeah, awesome. Send a picture, please. Smart, very smart. What's up, random? So I was talking to Brendan right before we actually started this video, just to get specifics on what he wants for this. He doesn't want a lid. From Brazil, how are you? Fabiano, how are you? What's new? What's happening? Awesome. Luna, what are you doing over there? Good. Glad to hear. So that's the height we need. The width is way too wide though for this. So we're just gonna pinch this thing and bring it up a little bit. And then we'll cut it again at the height. All right. How hot is that in Fahrenheit? That's like 90, 80, something like that? Yeah, good. I'm glad. I like a good video that has confusing characteristics and I don't know what I'm doing and I just flail around. Kind of my vibe. Hmm. Yeah, that's toasty. Okay. I think this will just be fine here. Spots are fun. You know what I'm excited for? Working in stonework with you guys again. Brittany, We are making a custom teapot for my tea dealer. He wants a 12 flowered teapot. Sure, appreciate you. Thank you. I've never done this before. This is most likely not going to work, but I like to do things live when I'm doing things that I've never done before because then you get to see me struggle. Mm. Thanks, sure. Thanks, Brittany. What's up, Sabrina? Yeah, right. I just miss the smell of stoneware. Kidding. Mm. What's up, Brian? How are you? Yeah, this is that cup that the bottom fell out of. I'm drinking a Lapsang Sushan. Mm, awesome. Good to hear. I'll show you the bottom when I'm done drinking this cup. So the bottom collapsed in on itself. Isn't that weird? Just got too thin. Me? Where am I from? I was born in Yugoslavia, and I'm currently residing in the Netherlands. Oh. Yeah, right. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, sure. I This is gonna be a weird build today, honestly. Dragon, this is my third day doing pottery, just in general. So I'm very new to it. It's very easy, so everybody should just get right onto it. It's like a super easy thing to do. Anybody who says it's not easy is lying through their teeth. Anybody can do it. Super cheap, super affordable, super easy to do. Mm. Sure, I'm lying. I'm from Connecticut. I'm in the States. All right, I need to grab a piece of clay to trim. Give me 1 second. All right, we're gonna try to trim this interior section first, and then kind of go from there. Thanks, Cher. Lots of practice. I don't know if that's a good thing or not for me, but exactly the Netherlands and Connecticut. Perfect. Um, what is this? Man, I really I don't my confidence level of what we're doing right now is so low. So I hope none of you are actually expecting me to succeed. I don't I feel like there's like maybe a 30% chance we like this when it's done. We're gonna learn a lot though. So I try as hard as I can, sorry, Brittany. The problem is that I don't get enough comments that get follow up on that kind of stuff. FOMO? Oh my god, you missed my whole spiel. I can call you Brit. Perfect. Then I'm gonna do it. Thanks for saying it. All right, we'll trim this. Let's go. Oh, yeah, let's trim this one first. I know I could have, but it's like the same lie right back to back. It feels like I feel like there has to be some space, otherwise no one's gonna believe me because I'm then instantly gonna say somewhere else. I'm gonna say that, you know, I was born and raised in Scotland and came over to Canada for a bit, and that's why I have a bit of a Canadian accent. Um, but you know, residing in Quebec at the moment. But that seems like too exactly. Thank you. There needs to be space between the exaggerations of what I'm saying. Oh wait, what am I doing? Making a flower. I spaced out for a second. So we're gonna have this flare a little bit on the bottom. Good. Yeah, it has to be fun. It has to be whatever. Yeah, all that stuff. What's up, deep? Oh, I will. Don't you worry, Britt. All right. So he wants a flower. So I don't really want to take off too much clay. And then if it inflects outward a little bit, I think it'll be good. Yo, Kenan, the fact that you even think that I would ever lie to anybody in here at any given time is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The last thing I would do is tell a bunch of people online something that's not true. It wouldn't make any sense. Mm. Carrie, what's up? Actually, this is my 6th day making pottery. Super easy. You should definitely give it a try. If you have a local pottery studio nearby, I would definitely take a lesson because you can be pro level in a week. At least that's what I found. Yeah, that's awesome, Cher. What kind of stuff do you make? You got a little bit of time on me, couple years. I I wish I should make more videos like that. They kind of go oh my god. Well, okay, so I can't tell a difference between a lie and not a lie because I'm just reading stuff, you know? You can see my face. You can tell if I'm lying, except maybe you can't. I have a good tell, and if I feel like I'm lying too aggressively, I usually stare at you guys like um, a whatever with my mouth agape, a gap, whatever. Yeah, kitten, where did we decide terracotta comes from? Was it a spruce or was it a Appalachian Eastern redbud? I can't remember. Or was it like just a intensity of color? What did we decide on? It comes in handy. It's too bad I don't like poker. Oh my God, Ashy, you're so good to me. It was pine? Okay. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna do. Again, it's a flower. I don't really need to do too much to this. Yeah. Okay. Ow. Um, he likes a thick pot, so I'm not gonna worry about that too thin. That when it shrinks, he should be able to grab because that's gonna shrink a half inch. It should be around 150 milliliters if I don't cut these too aggressively. I might at some point, from Indonesia, and I'd never received an invite. I want to go to Indonesia. My God, everybody's saying cool places and never inviting me. It's ridiculous. Oh, so I started planning unrelated, but thinking about trips. I started planning a bike trip up to Canada uh, today a little bit because I think I told you guys a couple weeks ago that there's 750 miles in New York that you go to Niagara Falls or it goes up to the border of Canada up there. Um, it's good to have, Brit. Lou, oh my God, how are you? What's new? What's happening? Okay, so let's think about this logically for a second. This is going to have half strainer, but this bottom part, it wants to come into the middle diameter and then attach on the base. So I'm going to create like this little like nubbin right here that it's going to seat into. So it's going to be that wide. Again, I've never done this before. This is a learning experience. I will, Brian. They can, Brit. I have a website. There's a link in my bio if you want to check out the stuff. There's only a few pieces left, but there's some cool stuff on there. Oh, this is the way to do it, Share. No to no avail. You can't find a single ripe peach anywhere? Where am I from? I'm from the States. Where are you from? Oh, wait, you told me already. And you still have yet invited me to Indonesia. Ridiculous. Yeah, Lou's been super busy, Brian. Um, I have not heard from her too much. I was actually surprised to see that package show up. Yeah, that's so cute. What kind of bird? Ah, yes, 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 yes. That makes sense. I'm in Connecticut. Connecticut. Anybody's here? Want some private pottery lessons? I'm not cheap, but you'll learn how to throw. Okay, so what I need to do here is think logically for a second. So I need that to be that width, and then I need to bring this part down right here. So it sits up on a pedestal, and you're not going to see the pedestal because it's going to be hidden by the fact that it's going into the next section. So when it seats in, hold on, hold your butts, everybody. So if it seats in like that, okay, okay. Did I not? I did trim that. Okay, we're good. We're good. That's fine. This is all good. Maybe a little bit higher. Exactly. Thank you, Brian. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, I don't know about that. Amani, how are you? Tell me everything. What's new? What's happening? What's going on? Okay, I think that's good. Actually, we're gonna just thank you, Amani. Appreciate you. Very sweet. I like that new one. It's pretty cute. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little foot ring into here, even though you're not gonna see it, but it's just gonna help it not explode later on. Pottery's all about being super calm, and that includes excitement. And so, regardless of what you're doing, you got to be chilled out about it. You know, my day is great. It's too hot in here. That's the only complaint I have. But I took out my fish tank today. It's hot in the morning. Probably, probably gonna do more pottery later. I set up my slack line today. I haven't slacklined in a million years. Feels like a good slackline day. I'm afraid I don't understand, but I'm sure it's only nice things ever said. Okay, let me see. So that's gonna sit in like that. I okay, this is exactly what he wants. So essentially, we're gonna then carve 6 petals all the way around. Here's the deal. He wants it to be 150 milliliter capacity, and there's no shot. There's absolutely no shot. Um, but you know what? We're gonna attempt it. What? What kind of flowers do you buy? Can you this is kaolin. This is porcelain. The heat's still intense. What's up, Bree? That's way too hot, Ashy. So, I don't know if you guys can see the drawing. Essentially, he messaged me and he was like, "Hey, can you make a teapot?" So imagine that's a flower, and so that's gonna pour out 6 petals all the way around, and then he wants a strainer that's essentially upward that has holes in it. You put the tea in, that is permanently connected into the bottom of it, right? And then it's just he holds it weirdly and it just pours over. Ugh, does that make sense? I don't know how this is gonna go. Yeah? Wait, how massive are we talking about? Oh, actually, that's too much. I'm sorry. Honestly, it's pretty difficult. Um, he's doing it right now. You just can't see because I'm standing. That's awesome, Amani. How often do you do that? Okay. Next part. So what we're gonna do is try to Yeah, he comes up with really cool ideas all the time. Uh, I usually can make them. Sometimes I can't. This might this might be just for practical reasons on, like, how things are structurally put together. So, um, let's just, I guess, try. Again, I do not expect this particular one to actually work, and so if we can just get, like, a rough idea on how this thing makes is made, then we can kinda go from there. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you're here now. Uh, the river is the best place around here to hunt for a clay. I don't know. I'm not very good at finding clay. I just have people buy it for me, or I could, but I'm not going to. We're clearly doing something, man. Okay, so 6 petals that are going to overlap somehow. I I'm just going to roughly draw these on here and just hope that we get six. It's three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I did. Well, they're gonna be separate parts, they're gonna attach together. Um, so essentially we're gonna do is cut off the very top part of each one of these. Maybe I'll make these petals a little bit wider now that I have the base idea. Okay. Wow, I missed such a good opportunity there, kidden. My brain, it's really hot right now, and my brain just was not braining. What am I saying? Yes, you find clay in trees. Clay is not meant for rivers. Only silly people can find clay in rivers. I took some clay back from, Peru when I was there last, and I made these little cups out of it, which was pretty fun. And, oh, Seattle Pottery, Supply sent me some clay. Um, MW, you have to pay extra for that, it's a different site, man. Yeah, hold in your pants, Jesus. Alright, that's 6 petals, right? So, there we go. For you, 30 bucks a month, but that's just because I find you cute. It's usually, 75. Dima, how are you? It does it? That's good. I'm glad you guys like this. So what I'm gonna do next is thin well, you know what I'm gonna do next? I take it back. I'm gonna take a little trimming tool, and I don't really have carving tools because I don't really carve. I do have a dog poop bag in case anybody, is interested in that. But we need a couple of carving tools. Maybe that one would be good. That's a cute one. Gotta love that one. And then we need to poke out holes for him. So this is the filter section, right? So he wants small holes, and he was thinking about 2 rows of holes. Good. I'm glad. How's karma? 15 petals. It could be. Thank you, thank you. Um, so what I'm gonna do is do, like, kind of an impression and just follow this all the way down. Again, this is, like, essentially just a maquette of what we're actually trying to do. I don't know if this will actually be This probably will not be the one that I send off to him, but you gotta start somewhere, and we have to just see if it's even possible to do this, and that's really the main thing we're doing right now. Oh my god. Well, happy birthday. Oh man. Well, that'll be exciting. It'll be nice to see. I'm glad sad that she's mean, but I'm glad that you'll be able to see some family. That'll be really nice. Uh, it depends. Why are you asking? What? Happy birthday too. Oh my god, so many birthdays tomorrow. So I think all pertinent questions, important stuff, all the time. Okay. Is it my favorite thing? The impression wise, I don't know, but that's okay. So next thing we're gonna do is, oh my God, so many questions they're being held for review. They say something cute and super appropriate, kitten. Yeah, so this will be glazed. He, I believe, wants a glaze called Ayumi, fired in the soda kiln. And yeah, Ayumi is kind of like a light blue color, and it blushes pink in some areas, depending on how much it's reducing and things like that. Um, and then if you were wondering what a soda kiln is, because I know all of you guys are just like on the edge of your seat, like asking that question. And it's a type of gas kiln where you add in a certain amount of sodium carbonate. Because I'm also streaming over on YouTube. That's why. I usually stream on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. That's why or you can just pretend I'm talking to myself, whatever works best. Most people just pretend that I'm talking to myself. Mm, yeah. So later, what's up? How are you? Tell me everything. Again, man, you got to pay extra for that. I've yet to receive any kind of deposit. You haven't bought a pot for me. The special people buy pots for me, and then they get maybe a little extra something something. Dude's just asking for freebies. I'm from the States. Where are you from, Clips? So we're going to essentially do the same thing to the other side. Not until you pay, M. You gotta chill, man. You're being very possessive without sending anything. My God. All right, so there's our first petal. We're gonna let it set up a little bit, and then we'll poke filter holes through the bottom section. So now we're gonna do the same thing to this piece. 6 petals. The only difference is when we actually make this, is we have to make this one the petals nice enough that they can actually pour. How do we do that? I don't know. Never done this before. Trying new stuff. You said it, Dima. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. No, share again. I just took this up like a couple days ago. This is brand new to me. I just do this to amuse people on social media and hope that I get sweet comments like MW over on YouTube, who is yet to buy a pot, very demanding, without buying any pottery from me. My God. You don't believe what? Excuse you. Why would I ever lie to you, Cher? Tell me one reason that a person on the internet, talking to you, someone I've never talked to before, would ever lie. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The audacity that you even say such things to me. Ugh, Susie, I've been great. Tell me about you. What's new with you? What's happening? What's going on? Oh my God, how'd they know that my favorite person was going to be here today? I just am so excited right now. Okay, so here's where it gets tricky. Let's talk about the actualities for a second. He wants 150 milliliters. When I cut this down, it's not going to be 150 milliliters. But whatever. Again, it's the maquette. We're just trying this out, seeing how it goes. Um, Dima, go for it. I'm into it. Nice. That's awesome. That sounds really great. Well, my love is transactional, so of course I can send you for the price that he was going to pay. So this guy, I trade tea for teaware with him, and I have been for. He owns a tea company in Michigan, and we've been trading tea for teapots and things like that for the last 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Yeah, exactly. It's just proof of concept. Hmm. So let's just see what it would look like conceptually with inside. So again, it would sit like that, and then these are going to be, arched over more so they can actually pour. Here's the issue with all these things is that when you cut sharp lines like this, you can only fill it up to here, and so we have to make sure that these are turned enough that it actually is able to pour and doesn't just like pour out the sides. But that's the thing is that if it will just pour out of here if it doesn't fill properly. So, all right, Susie, it's been a pleasure. Brendan, what's up? What do you think? Proof of concept. This is not gonna be milliliter capacity to how you want it. Speaking of the guy, this is gonna hold like nothing. This is gonna be like when it shrinks, like 75 milliliters max. Um, but definitely I'm proof of concepting it right now just to see what we can do. So it should pour, yeah, exactly, sure. It should pour from all of the little doozy what's its. Mm, mm. So share generally I know that if I throw a piece of porcelain and I'm making a round teapot, 150 milliliters would equate to 350 grams of clay for me personally. But this is a different form, never done it before, so we'll see. Good. I'm glad you're into it, Brendan. We're gonna do the leaves a little differently on this one. Mm. But again, that kind of terminology doesn't necessarily translate to what we're trying to do here because it just won't translate over because the form isn't closed like it normally would be. This is some free content for you, MW. Thanks, Dima. I made I think 6 more little teapots we're gonna have into the convertible origami that I'm firing in August. Um, I'm making a custom flower teapot with a built-in strainer. What's up, Sammy? It didn't take long, Dima. And then I'll probably have to put some kind of relief into the bottom section as well. Anthony, where in Ireland are you? I get it, MW. It happens. Yeah? Good. I don't know how well this is gonna pour though, Brendan, but we're trying. It's super hot today. Very cool, Anthony. Okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about texture on the outside, like the lines and stuff is all that's gonna get covered by glaze, and it's not gonna look as bad once it's glazed. So, again, okay, so I think I'm gonna Brendan, can I bend these over too? I think I'm going to. Right? I'm gonna curl this ones just a little bit just to match the others. Bye bye. See ya. 6? Hell yeah. Is that enough to make your pie? Were you making a pie? No, you were making ice cream. Okay. What do we think aesthetically? We into this? Gotcha. 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 But yeah, this thing at the moment is gonna only hold like Juliet, thank you. How are you? How's your summer? Oh my god, Dima. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't yes, sure. Boop. I'll make them a little bit more dynamic once it actually good. Glad to hear it. Once I've actually attached it. Um, but we're liking that so far. And then for the holes, Brendan, did you want um holes all the way around? You were saying like 2 layers, or do you want something different? Thanks, Sammy. Or do you want like the flower pattern on the inside for the holes? What are you thinking hole wise? So yeah, have you done anything cool for the summer so far? Okay. For ice cream? Yeah, of course. Smallest hole available. That's this. You sure about that? That one might clog up. Do you want the second smallest hole available? Gotcha. Sure, let's do that. Let's do a slightly bigger than 3 rows of holes. I am a little bit concerned, honestly, about them clogging up there. Well, hi there. How are you? I don't think it's gonna reach capacity at all just because the inner diameter is not big enough with this shape. If we had made if I if it hadn't gone like if it hadn't gone like this and had gone more like this, we could have done it. I should have made it like a bowl, like you suggested. I just wanted to see if I could make it flowery. So if we do it like this next time with the flower patterns, it's gonna work. But I don't think we're gonna be able to squeeze it to 175 or 150 even if we um do all this other stuff to it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. 3 rows of holes. Can I put the holes just in the petal? Aesthetically, I think that look kinda nice. What if I just did, like, this part down, this part down is holes, just in the petals, though? We're making a custom teapot for Brendan there. Everybody should buy his tea, by the way. He's my tea dealer who I've been always drinking tea from every time we're in here, except right now I'm not drinking his tea. But every other time we've been in here, I've been drinking tea that I've gotten from Brendan. Thanks, Zora. Oh my God, you're so good to me. Always saying the nicest stuff. Mm, I threw this too thick, but that's okay. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I know, right? I'm sure Brendan will forgive me. I don't know where this tea's from. My partner got it for me in Seattle a week ago, and it's just really nice. It's a solid tea. No, I can't put that in my mouth or I'm gonna get demonetized. It's a really good work tea. I will say that. Yes, that is very true. Coffee cups? Not really. I don't think I've ever really made an intentional coffee cup before. Um, I mean, I did make that coffee pour over once or twice, like 7 years ago. But I mean, I do make cups that could be used for coffee for sure. Kind of looks like a piece of corn right now, but you're not even really going to see these, I don't think. Later, Dima. Happy birthday. Oh, we could do that. I see. So one would be stoneware and one would be porcelain. It'd be hard to get the shrinkage to match up properly, but we could definitely try. I guess I could just make the one it'll just not be a tight fit, but it definitely could just seat into that. Nope. Cool. Not today, Luna. Sure am. For the sake of what you're about to say next, whatever it is, Luna, sure. Okay. Oh my God, Doug. That was so good to me. Welcome back, little dog. Where have you been? Okay. Oh man, lame. Working on what? Man, they whole. Yeah, I gotta change this. Nope. I mean, I will say yes for the sake of you saying something funny, but yeah, yeah, good on you. I don't think so. I think as soon as you experience it, it's not anymore, right? What do you think, Brendan? As a proof of concept. And then I think cool. I think that we need to, when we do this again, we're gonna have to change the bottom form. So the bottom of here is round, and then everything flares over. Because at the stage it's at the moment, this is gonna hold like 50, 75 milliliters max. I don't think it's gonna hold nearly enough, but yeah. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to do any more in here. Um, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go jump in a body of water and cool down. So it's too it's too hot in here. I don't want to be in here anymore. So lovely seeing everybody. I'll see you next time. Probably tomorrow at some point. I don't know. Later.